Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 10:09 p.m. on this cool, it's not super cold tonight, cool Wednesday evening going into Thursday morning. It's currently 35 degrees outside, and I just dropped off Tanya Jean Applestein, prettiest girl I've ever seen. And we had a good time. I took her to get a fountain pop, and then we drove around and we talked for a while. So it was fun. Alex and I had a little date night this evening. We wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory, and Cheesecake Factory ended up having an hour-long wait. So we ended up going to Brew instead, which was delicious. They have a salad there that is called the Sriracha Caesar salad. It's not like a real Caesar, it's like cut up like a Caesar. But anyway, and then they have sriracha dressing in it, and it is so hot but so delicious. And then the thing I love about Brew is that they have like 10 cheeseburgers on their menu, and you can pick any of their cheeseburgers and they can make it with an Impossible Whopper, with an Impossible Whopper, I was gonna say, with an Impossible Burger on there. So it's like I have tons of options for what I want to eat, and I love that because it's not just like I have to have, just a regular Impossible. So I always get this, or just a regular, kind of burger. I always get this garlic 3-cheese burger that has 3 different kinds of cheese and actually has little pieces of garlic in it. And, what are those called? Garlic. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, delicious. Absolutely delicious. And then Alex got these huge nachos. And then he also got a side of fries because he was really, really hungry. He was like, I haven't eaten since yesterday. And he didn't even anywhere near finish his food. So, but that was fun. We had a good time, and just kind of sat and talked and relaxed, and just a really relaxing kind of date. So anyway, yeah, that was that. And then right after that, I went to come get Tanya Jean. I wanted to give her a Christmas present. So I got Tanya. I was trying to, was waiting for it to come. I had bought her, well, originally I wanted to get her, like running shoes, like Nike running shoes, but she kept on giving me all these different sizes, and then you guys were trying to be helpful in the comment sections and saying this is what I ordered with Nikes and stuff, and I didn't want to order them and have them be wrong, but I almost said Caroline. Tanya likes real different kinds of colors and stuff like that on her sneakers, and she wears them to work, and so, because it's comfortable for her to stand on cement all day long. So I wanted to get her a pair of shoes, but the shoes that I was looking at, I just was like, I don't want the shoes to come in and they don't fit her, you know what I mean? So then I was looking at, I wanted to have this thing made for her that had a quote on it, and then get it framed, but like that whole thing was it was going to take so long. So I'm going to do that for her, but just give it to her when it gets completed. So I ended up getting her a pink trucker hat from Gore & Brothers. That's the trucker hats that I wear. And it has pink elephants all over it, and then a big elephant on front. I got myself a hat like this too, and it says Dreamer on it. And it's so adorable, and it fits her perfectly, and she's so excited about it, and she loves it. She's like, oh my god, I love it so much. She had just bought one, she said, that hat. I can't remember which one she said she bought. It was black and white though. So I wanted her to have something that was like bright and colorful for the summer. So yeah, so that was our little ride around tonight, and that's about it. I didn't do anything today. I got up and I took the dogs outside and rested, and then I went back to bed. So I was like, I am just going to sleep today, and I did, and I got a lot of rest. I'd kind of been going and doing all this kind of stuff, so I was like, I'm just gonna take today and just relax and rest. Did I not? You know what? My vlog is not up yet. I just realized, because I started uploading it after or before we left for dinner. Well, when I get done vlogging, the vlog will be up tonight. So it's not up yet. But tomorrow, I'm gonna post videos on all my channels. My plan tonight, should you care, is that I'm in a vlog, and then I am going to listen to a little bit of my new audiobook that I just started, and then I'm gonna go home and I wanna be in bed between like 12 and 1. That's my plan, no later than 1 o'clock tonight. And then get up between like 8 and 9 tomorrow, and get a bunch of stuff done in the morning. And then I have an EKG in the afternoon. It's at the one, I have it right here, the note for it. It's at, my appointment's at 2:15, brainwave. And that'll be about an hour. But I want to have that done. I want to have everything that I want to get done before I go to that. So that I can just kind of relax in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So, there's that. And, yeah. So, tomorrow should be a good day. And then Friday, I don't really have a whole lot on Friday. And then Saturday we have a party that we're going to. A friend of ours, she and her husband do like this party every year. It's just like the 6 couples. It's like the people that went to Las Vegas. It won't be a lot of people, but they just moved into a new house, about 6 months or a year ago. And we haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited about that. And her husband is this fantastic cook, and so he's cooking all his food, and he's really excited about it. And it's just gonna be like the couples and the kids and stuff like that. So it'll be real fun. I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I think that's it. It's kind of like her crazy spin on like a Christmas party. And so I gotta find something for her. I'm gonna find something that would be like kind of really different. I don't know what would be like real different, vintagey to get her, because she loves vintage stuff for like a housewarming / late Christmas party. So that's Saturday, and then Sunday we are we have brunch. We were supposed to do brunch with my dad and my stepmom this Sunday, but they can't do it this Sunday now, so they rescheduled. And so we'll just go to brunch somewhere. I love Patashu, but I'm thinking maybe doing like Rise again, or trying someplace else, because it was really fun going someplace else for brunch. The Krispy Kreme, you guys, is, look, it is right there. And they have like television screens and stuff inside that are going. So I'm wondering like if it's like gonna be open here. Oh, the sign out front is going. What is going on? They have the racks in there and everything. They got tables in there. It looks like there's still a little bit of work to do on it. So I give it 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks the Krispy Kreme will be open. 2 to 3 weeks. That's gonna be my guess. I finished late last night the book I was, I think it's Christopher Grayson. The book I was, oh, you know what? I forgot to ask Tanya. She's listening, or she was reading another one of his books, or 2 of his books, and she said they were really good. But I finished The Girl Who Lived. You guys, that might be one of the most incredible thrillers I have ever read in my entire life. Honest to God, like, I usually can figure out like the ending a little bit. There's like hints at it. I mean, there were so many possible suspects in this book, and not until, I would say, like I would say almost the very end, did I think, well, it could be. And then I was like, no. I mean, I was blown away by the end of this book. I was just like, I did not see this coming. I did not see it coming at all. And, you know, you read enough thrillers, and after a while, even if they're not, you know, super similar, there's kind of some similarities between them, and you can kind of figure out the mystery or whatever. But this one was like, I just was like, I didn't see this coming. I didn't guess it, anything. So, yeah. And now I'm listening to a book called Snowbound by Blake Crouch. And Blake Crouch is the guy that wrote the Pines series that I loved. And he is the one that wrote, like, Recursion. And I can't remember the first book that he had. Well, not the first book, but he's, like, started to do these newer books. He has one coming out. I want to say it's called Intrepid, but I don't think I think it starts with an I. It comes out this July, his new one. I cannot wait. Let's see who is texting me. Bum, 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 bum. That was perfect timing, like pulling right into the gas station, wasn't it? So, I was gonna go. Alex has all this PTO time. And, I mean, it's like a lot, like 90 hours that he loses if he doesn't use it. I've talked about this. So, we are actually gonna go, I think we're gonna do Miami for 3 or 4 days. Sometime around Valentine's Day, like the weekend before, the weekend after, or something like that. We're looking at that right now. And then we are also, so that's the first thing. And then, hold on just a second. I knew if I texted back, she'd text me right back because she always says, okay, good. So, and then Alex, so that's one thing we're going to do. Then I think that Alex is just going to take some time and just hang out at home for a little bit. But then he was really wanting to go to San Diego to visit his brother because he hasn't seen Fufu, you know. Well, Fufu went, he was home, but Alex wanted to go out there to visit his brother. And I was going to go too, but there's like this music thing that they're wanting to go to that I don't want to go to. And so I said, why don't you just go out and visit your brother? Because they're coming home here, I think, like late spring, early summer. So I was like, why don't you just go out and visit your brother and I'll go visit Mel? That was my plan to begin with, right? So Alex was like, okay, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, babe, I don't, go have fun, you know? Because the thing would be, like, even if they don't do the music thing for some reason, you know, if they don't end up going, or it gets canceled, or they don't go, or they end up doing something else, it's like, I just thought it would be fun to do something different. So anyway, I wanted to go to, visit Mel, or I had initially thought, like, you know, like maybe, I didn't know, like Valerie and I could go to, you know, Las Vegas. I had talked to Tanya about possibly getting a cabin in Gatlinburg or whatnot, and because when Alex and I, when he went to San Diego and I went to visit Mel the last time, that was like the first trip. Now he's taken trips by himself, like for music festivals, and you know, he and Sarah went to Nashville, and he went to Sarah's birthday, and was it that Las Vegas? And visited Sarah in Los Angeles, and his other friends' couples' birthdays. But anyway, so I haven't really gone on a trip by myself. I don't think ever in the 13 years. And so, not by myself, but, you know, like with a girlfriend or whatever. So, and Tanya and I have been trying to arrange something forever. So when Mel and I were trying to arrange things, Mel was like, I just don't know that I'm going to be able to get the time off because you have to request it a long time in advance. And she was like, you know, because we had initially talked about me coming out there in September. Alex and I were going to both do this thing in September. And he was going to go visit Fufu and I was going to go visit Mel. And so anyway, so she was like, you know, September would be better or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I don't know that, when I started thinking about it, I was like, this could be a very expensive trip with renting a car, getting an Airbnb, you know, flying out here and everything, and then only being able to see Mel for like 2 days. Like, I would rather her be able to take off a day and we could spend like 3 days together, right? And I mean, it's not her fault. It's like so close to the time that she can't put it in and get it off. And that's actually who I was texting with. So the other night, I said to Tanya, she said, now, have you started your plan? Because I was looking at Airbnbs and stuff, and they were very expensive. And Mel told me it's because spring training is out there, so that's why a lot of the Airbnbs are really expensive. I don't know how, well, actually, the house that I rented the last time when I was in Arizona, it is like, still, I mean, they're still renting it because I looked it up, but it's like 2 of the days that I would be there, because I was going to stay like, I was going to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and come back Monday. And then because of Mel's schedule, I said, well, why don't I do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? But the reality is, other than just one night in an Airbnb, it would still be really expensive, and then the trip would be short. And I know that Alex is doing like 5 nights, and so I was like, well, I want to be kind of gone the same time that he's gone, right? So, that house that I had stayed at before, that I was kind of like, okay, this would be fun to stay in this house again. I wanted to do something different, but I also really liked that house, so I thought it would be kind of fun to stay there again. It was actually available 2 of the 4 nights. So anyway, Mel and I started looking at places and whatever, and that's when we had the conversation about, you know, September versus March and her getting time off. And so the other day, Tanya and I were like driving around, and I said, and I really didn't think that Tanya would be down for it, because it's so hard for her to take time off, and especially like, you know, around spring break and stuff like that. So I said, hey, would you have any desire like to go down to Gatlinburg and get a cabin, you know, for like 2 nights or whatever? I knew she couldn't do more than like 2 nights. And she was like, yeah, I might be, you know, think about that or whatnot. And I said, okay, and, you know, think about it or whatever. So then after I got thinking about Arizona, I was like, well, what if Tanya and I went to Miami for 2 or 3 nights instead of going to Gatlinburg? Because Tanya and I both love the beach and whatever, right? So I said, hey, how would you feel about maybe going to Florida instead? And honestly, oh, this is why, because when I looked it up, this is crazy, you guys. To go to Miami and stay there for 4 nights is cheap, and also if I was splitting it with somebody, would be cheaper than, like, by like a 1/4 than going to Arizona for 4 days at this time. So I was like, okay, this might be the smarter choice. So I said, hey, would you have any desire to go to like Fort Lauderdale or, you know, Miami or whatever? And she was like, oh, absolutely, are you serious? And I said, yeah, are you serious? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, what if we did like a sober trip and like, you know, invited some of our friends? I said, hey, that would be fun. I'm totally down for that. So, we're not really sure how it's going to all turn out yet, but, and we have some friends that, you know, are not sober that might go with us or whatever. But anyway, so that is a go. We are going to be going to Florida, Tanya and I, and we're trying to figure out who's going to go now, and we're trying to figure out if we're going to rent an Airbnb or if we're going to get hotel rooms or how we're going to do it. So that's going to be really exciting and really fun. I'm really excited about that. Yeah. And it'll be a different experience than I've had down there, because like Alex and I always go, and I even said this to him last time. I was like, when we were talking about going for Fort Lauderdale, I was like, you know, our trips have progressively gotten more and more expensive through the years. And he was like, I know. And I was like, maybe if we did Fort Lauderdale, we could do it like on a less like bougie scale, you know, like we don't have to eat out at, because when we first started going to Miami and we stayed at like the Victor Hotel, which was very nice. But we would, and we loved it too. We would, like we would go down the street and we would get like after we went to Ultra, we would get like pizza at like those like little pizza, you know, places along the street. Or we would go to this one place, it's like a little market, and we would get like empanadas and bring them back to the room and eat them and watch TV and stuff like that. Then over time started changing. We started going out to dinner along Ocean Drive. Well, that's $100, $150 a pop easily. Then we started staying, you know, at the resorts. And even though like, when we would stay at the Fontainebleau, you know, our friend has condos in there that he would rent us for like a lower price. We would still go to expensive places for dinner. And then at the One, which I absolutely love and is my favorite place in the entire world, next to maybe the Cosmopolitan. I don't know, the One might be I might love them. I think I love the One more than the Cosmopolitan. But anyway, then it was like, we're going to dinner at the Deck, and that's a $250 dinner. I mean, it was becoming just ridiculous. And I was like, you know, can we maybe just have a less, he was like, I'm totally down for that, babe. He was like, you know, we don't need to go to super expensive places for dinner and stuff. I said, hey, like, I like to go to nice places for dinner. You know, I like to walk over to Lincoln Road and, you know, have a nice dinner at some Italian restaurant or whatever, or even, you know, do like one really big dinner, like, you know, for Valentine's Day or whatever. But other than that, can we just like maybe go to like, he was like, yeah, sure. He was like, totally. So I was talking to my dad one day about that, and he was like, you know, I think that's just like how things change over time. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, well, he was like, you get, you know, more comfortable, and as you get older and, you know, like staying in like, you know, nicer places and whatever. He was like, you know, when your stepmom and I met, he was like, and we started dating, he was like, I would call her on like a Thursday and be like, you want to take the red eye tonight to the Bahamas? And he was like, we would fly out on like a Thursday night, and we would fly back on like Monday morning and be in the Bahamas like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And he was like, we would stay at like some, you know, hole in the wall hotel, you know, in Freeport or something. And he was like, and we would just go to the grocery store and, you know, eat snacks and stuff through the week. And he goes, and we would just have an absolute blast. And Alex and I mean, we, you know, we did that as well. Not Freeport, Bahamas, but I mean, we would do that. We would go down to Louisville for a night or whatever, you know, and we, but we always kind of stayed in nicer hotels and whatever. There's nothing that I love more than like a nice hotel. Although I will say that Tanya and I for this trip were like, okay, what if we got a house with a pool? Tanya and I both want a house with a pool and be close to the beach. That's our dream. We were looking at like places in Miami, and I was like, Tanya, I would love to go to Miami with you. I'd love to take you. I mean, if money were no issue, you know, I would love to just go down there and be like, let's stay at the One and whatever. I said, but I think we can get more bang for our buck if we stay in like a house, you know, with a pool and whatever. And she's like, but I, you know, like I would love for you to show me Miami because you love Miami. I said, well, we could do Miami for a day or whatever. And Tanya started looking at like resort passes and stuff that you can go to like a resort for the day. And so we might do that one day. I mean, Miami's not a long drive from Fort Lauderdale. But anyway, I mean, we haven't really planned any of it yet. So I say this about, can we like not do like as like expensive of trips? And then it's me, it comes, and this is what, and Alex will say this, he'll be like, but babe, it's you that when it comes down to like, because he doesn't really care, and then he's like, it's you that when it comes down to like the hotel, like you want to stay in a certain hotel or a certain hotel room, or you've always wanted to eat at a certain restaurant or whatever. He's like, it always is like you that's like, oh, I've always wanted to eat at this restaurant or whatever, you know. And I will say some of the places that we have eaten the last couple years on trips were just totally worth it. Like Sinatra in Las Vegas for our anniversary, that was totally worth it. And the Sugar in Miami, the Deck in Miami. I mean, Sugar in Miami is probably one of the coolest restaurants I've ever been to in my life. So, what's that place we went for Jason's birthday? Oh, the Golden Steer. I mean, I'm not a steak eater, but that restaurant was so cool and amazing. And it was like that's a really famous, like, old restaurant in Las Vegas. So, if you're going to Las Vegas and you like steakhouses, you should definitely check out the Golden Steer. It's like Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra, all those people used to go there, and they have like their booths. Like it'll show like the booth that they, sat in and whatever. Why is this keeps on sliding? I have been needing to get a new one of these forever. And let me tell you something. I looked online and I was like, camera phone beanbag for car, and because I think these are made for phones, and they didn't have anything like this online on Amazon. I was like, I think somebody sent this to me actually. So there was a box on the side of the road over there, and I thought for a second it was a styrofoam cooler, and I thought, don't even look, because we're gonna have to go down that road again. I will say this, I've learned quite a few tricks as far as like booking dates, when to book, calling people directly, not booking through like Expedia or a third party and booking straight through the hotel, or if you're doing an Airbnb, sometimes booking straight through the manager and getting a cheaper rate, like sometimes even in half, one of the things about dinner, reservations is it's easy for us to get dinner reservations places because we always go to dinner super late. But as far as like cutting prices on trips and still being able to stay in some really cool places, those are things I would recommend. I think the Airbnb thing has really changed travel a lot. I remember like watching, back in the day, I love watching like travel YouTubers and travel Instagrammers and stuff like that. I've loved watching that for years. And I can remember seeing these people. There was this one guy, and they were a couple, and they traveled like all over the place, like Maldives and whatever. But what they would do is if like they went to the Maldives, they would stay in like some really small like apartment Airbnb, but yet they still got, and then they would buy their flights, when they were on sale or whatever, but then they still got to go to the Maldives for a pretty cheap price. That's when it's a problem for me, because I'm like, well, I want to go to the Maldives, but I also want to stay at the resort on the beach with the rooms over the ocean. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where it becomes a problem, because as Peter, even though Peter wants to, my husband is texting me as we speak, even though Peter wants to cut down the cost on things, Peter also, I want diamond on a budget is what I want, but that doesn't always equal, So anyway, I keep meaning to put new lip gloss in here. I forget. I told Alex, I whipped out my nail file because I had like my nail was like sharp at dinner, and I was like filing my nail. And Alex just looked at me and started laughing. He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "My nail is like sharp on the end." Let me pull into this Wendy's here. I don't even think Wendy's is open anymore. Yeah, I never like see the Wendy's at Castleton, which is like the mall area, is not even open. Hold on, what do you say? Okay, where's my lip gloss? What is the time on there? Is it about to, I feel like it's about to stop. It did stop. I knew I was close. A pen, my glasses. The 29 is tricky because it looks like a 29, like 20, you know, when it gets to like the 30-minute mark, it stops. It looks like a 29, but it also looks like a 23, and it also looks like a 25. Where is this lip gloss? Where's this? This is dead. There's nothing left in that. Oh, look what I have in here. I have this little bitty bottle of Creed in here. That was a sample. I'm gonna put some on because I haven't worn Creed. I bought a new bottle of it, and I'm really trying to make it last. Is it still the same Creed? Aventus? It smells different. There's something about this that smells different. Oh, because this is green Irish tweed. This is not. This is not Creed Aventus. Well, that would make sense. Oh, my lip gloss is over there. This isn't bad. I was waiting for my husband to text me back before I take off, and then he texts me in 2 seconds, and then I'm like, okay. Okay. I guess I should read the comments. I haven't read the comments today. Peter Vlogs. Well, my vlog is ready to post. It's called I Need to Respond to This, which I was just like, I'm going to open the comments and see if there are any comments regarding what I talked about at the beginning of my vlog yesterday, but since that vlog isn't up yet, he's now nonstop texting me, so hold on a second. Elise said, I have a Doc Martin platform boots in the maroon color. They're fierce. I get so many compliments on them. Not my first pair. I have a few. I always wore them in high school. They never go out of style. Aww. I don't know if I like that green Irish tweed. Does your iPhone do this? Can I just show you guys this? Hold on a second. Where it comes up with these like different, it comes up with these different like video things of your pictures. So this one it came up with, and it's called Pet Friends 2019. Oh, look, it's little Pee-Pee. Oh, it's a little video of Pee-Pee and then Alex and the dog. Oh, Pee-Pee. Oh, Pee-Pee, the flying chihuahua. Look at that. Isn't he so sweet? I miss you, Pee-Pee. Oh. Oh, there he is with all of his little babies. Oh. How do you... I saved the other one. I'm saving that one too. That makes me happy. I miss him so much. That little guy. He was so sweet. Best friend I ever had. I'm gonna send that to Alex. Little guy. Boo and Tucker and I laid in bed today like almost all day. And they were being so sweet. I mean, they're always, like I say that to Alex, and he's like, they're always sweet. And they are so sweet. But like today, Boo Radley came over and I was like laying on my side, like facing like the loft window area, and I was just kind of like watching them. Boo Radley does this thing now. It's so cute. He licks his paw. He licks it twice. He'll go. Then he goes. I don't know what he's doing. But he does it with both eyes. It's like he's cleaning his eyes with his paws. It's the cutest thing, you guys. So I was watching him. Well, he just stopped. And I'm like laying like this. And he walked over and he like put his face like right in my nose. Like, and then he like got down and like curled real tight like back into me. And then just like slept there. And then we fell asleep and it was so sweet. It was so nice. I still haven't taken down my stuff off the front porch, and I still haven't taken down the Christmas trees. And I pulled up to Tanya's house tonight, and Tanya had, she still has her Christmas stuff up outside, like the reindeer, like the plug-in reindeer and all this kind of stuff. And you can see she has her Christmas tree up inside her house. I said, Tanya, Jean, we need to take down our Christmas stuff. And she was like, yes. She was like, I know. She was like, I've been meaning to forever now. And she's like, I'm thinking about putting Valentine's hearts on my tree because it just kind of goes with my aesthetic in my living room. I go, okay, your aesthetic in your living room. But it reminded me of when my mom said that. I don't remember if we ended up doing that or if I don't know, but she was, because we had the red lights and the Christmas tree, and she's like, it kind of looks like a Valentine's tree. We should put Valentine's days on it. Do you want to hear something that's so weird? So, back in the day, I think this started when I was a kid. I saw some movie. I saw that movie when I was a kid, when I was young, called, I was just talking about this the other day, Without a Trace. And so when I don't know where, do you ever get thoughts in your head and then like you kind of just start believing those thoughts in your head like to be true or something, like not like made up stories, but just like, I don't know, like you see, I don't know. Okay, so here's mine. I must have seen it in a movie or something, like they didn't take down the kid was kidnapped and they didn't take down the Christmas stuff. This is not Without a Trace. I know it's not that one. But they don't take down the Christmas stuff because it's like whenever the person, the kid returns home, they want to have Christmas with them, so they're not going to take down the Christmas stuff until the person comes home, right? Or the Christmas lights outside or whatever. And the other one was that like they just kind of like were so distraught and depressed that they just let their life go, and so they don't, like they live in this house that looks abandoned but it's not abandoned, and they stop like mowing their yard and stuff like that, but it's always in the middle of like a nice neighborhood. So whenever I was younger, and I still think this sometimes today, whenever I was younger and I saw like Christmas lights up like in March or April on somebody's house, I've probably said this on here before, or like on the outside or on the inside you can see the Christmas tree is still up or whatever, I always thought that it was like somebody in their family had been kidnapped. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Also, like if they didn't, like if it was like every lawn was like manicured and done, and there was that one house and they had lights on inside so you knew somebody lived there, but they like what is going on with my hair? It looked cute earlier, but like they don't, their yard is like overgrown and stuff. I wonder if I read it in a book or if I saw it on a TV show or a movie or something like that. Maybe it was from that movie. I don't think so, though. I Know My First Name is Steven. Oh my God, have you guys ever seen that movie? That movie is so tragic and sad. And that kid's life was just like miserable, but I think it was a true story, and I think he ended up dying like not too long after he moved out or something. But it was about that kid that was kidnapped, and he ended up living with that guy for a long time, and then the guy kidnapped another kid, and so he like rescued the two. He like turned in that kid to the police, and so then he got returned to his home, and he hadn't seen him in like 10 plus years or something like that, or 12 years. And like his siblings were all grown up and everything was like weird and he didn't relate to it anymore. And he ended up getting reward money for returning this kid. So with the reward money, he bought like a camper and he like lived in it, like an RV, like he lived in it in the driveway. Do you guys know what movie I'm talking about? I know for a fact it's called I Know My First Name is Steven. It's a Lifetime. It's a made-for-TV movie, like a Lifetime movie. And it's super long, too. It's like 2 parts. And, but something ends up happening. I can't remember. Like, he tries to go back to school and stuff, and then he can't go back to school, and something ends up happening. You know what? I started watching this show a couple years ago. I don't remember what it was called. But it was about a woman, and I think she was a politician. She was like a state senator or a state congressman or something like that. And her son had been kidnapped when he was young. And then he was found. Like, it was like a very similar story. And the mom in the movie, or it was a TV show. The mom in the TV show, Andrew McCarthy was in it too. The mom in the TV show was the woman that played the Supreme Court Justice nominee in The Contender. I love her. I can't remember what her name is, but I love that actress. She's so fantastic. And speaking of which, I want to see that movie about the dark side of the moon, about the other side of the moon. Have you guys seen the ads for this? From the guy that did, I don't know who it is, I can't remember, Independence Day. It's coming out February 4th. It looks so good, you guys. It's like we sent all these spaceships to space, but we didn't. In the 22 seconds that they said that we landed on the moon, we were actually like, we got to see what happened on the other side of the moon. Have you guys seen the ads for this? Oh my God, it looks so good. I love those kind of movies. Those kind of space kind of movies like that. But anyway, oh, you know what? That's the book that I was going to read. I was going to read that Hail Mary book. I started this tonight, and I was like, there was something else I was going to start. And I was going to start that Andrew Weir Hail Mary, which was like deemed one of the best books of 2021. I started reading The Martian, and then I ended up watching the movie. His second book, I think it's his second published book that he had come out, which was about a woman that lived on the moon. That's what's making me think about this. And it was very much like, what was that movie with Harrison Ford? Not Star Wars, but I want to say it's called like Bounty Hunter, but it's not called Bounty Hunter. I can't think of what the name of that movie is called. And then there's one that's like like Bounty Hunter 2019. What was that movie called? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They had like the robots and the futuristic stuff in it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, it reminded me very much of that. That book was really good. People said they didn't like. A lot of people said they didn't like it, but I really liked it. But I wanted to start that book. So anyway, that TV show, I loved that TV show. And it got canceled. Everything that I watch gets canceled that I like. There was a show about these witches in the East Coast. I think it was called The Witches or something, like The Witches of something. And it got canceled. There was another show about witches that Alex and I watched. They were sisters. It got canceled. That red something about the kids on that terminally ill unit. That one girl looked like the girl from the Wonder Years. That Danica, whatever her name is. The red... I can't remember anything tonight. Look at your toast, Peter. Red Band Society. it works every time that I wiggle my toes. Red Band Society. Loved that show. That got canceled. That was really good. Was Octavia Spencer in that? Why do I think Octavia Spencer was in that show? I don't know, maybe she was. That was really, really a good show. That's why I don't get super invested in shows anymore. Does anybody else feel like this? Like, unless it has at least one season out on Netflix, I don't watch it. Or you know, HBO Max or whatever, because I'm like, I don't want to get into a show that there's not going to be any, like, conclusion to it. Like, at least with, like, okay, Looking, I loved that show, Looking, on HBO. I think it was 2 seasons, and then they, like, concluded it with, like, a 2-hour movie. Oh my god, that show was so good. I had such a crush on that. What was his name? Ricky? I think that was what the guy's name was. The boyfriend of the main star. Well, he went back and forth. He had, like, the Australian boyfriend. I didn't like him. I like him as a real person in real life. He's like, it seems like a really nice guy. I can't remember what his name is. He just recently, he's been like a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. But that's not who. It was the Latino boyfriend. I really liked him on the show. He was fantastic. That show was so good. I thought Looking was so good because I thought it was, you know, there's been a lot of these, like, gay TV shows and gay movies, and I just feel like they're not, like, a fair representation of I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of these movies, and I don't dislike them. I mean, I'll watch them, you know, but there's a lot of these gay movies that are, well, you know what's so funny about it is this, first of all. When I was, like, coming out, and I was, you know, even, like, after I had come out and whatever, you know, you wanted to see, like, a gay movie, right? And your options were, like, Maurice, or something horrible, right? I mean, or, like, what was that movie back in the day with the gal that played, Kate Jackson, that played Sabrina in Charlie's Angels, Making Love, about how her husband had an affair with a man. I mean, it was always really, like, seedy movies like that, right? And then, seedy, like, Seedy, like, you know. So, then, what started to happen was they started making better movies, like Jeffrey came out, and there was another movie around the same time as Jeffrey, and they were good, you know, they were better gay movies, and then there started being more and more and more, and then there was kind of an oversaturation of it. Like, if you get on Netflix now, I mean, there's tons. I mean, there's the whole Wonder app, which I love the Wonder app, and I watch a lot of stuff over there. I watch a lot of the documentaries, and there's some fantastic documentaries over there, and I've watched a lot of the gay documentaries, LGBT documentaries on Netflix. But it got so saturated that some of the movies are, like, super cheesy. And I don't know, maybe those are helpful for people, you know? Maybe those are enjoyable for people that are like, okay, I want this lifestyle or whatever. But not all of us live in West Hollywood and, you know, wear Daisy Dukes and whistle at guys on the street. I mean, that's just not our reality, all of us. And I feel like sometimes those movies paint an unrealistic picture of what our lives are like. And that, yes, it's just one example, and that's just one movie and whatever, but I feel like, you know, sometimes, you know, it's just like, and the cover will be like, is he straight? You know, like, or straight boyfriend is called, or something like that. You know, it's just like, oh God. But some of them are cute and funny, and some of them are horrible. Like, I love Bianca Del Rio. Like, I love her as a drag queen. But I tried to watch that movie that she did, and it's, I don't know what it's called, Not Today, Satan, or something like that, on Netflix. It was so bad, you guys. It was so bad. I was like, and it wasn't because she isn't funny or she's not an actress. It's because the movie was horrible. It just was absolutely horrible. Let's see what my husband texted me. Where am I at on time? Okay. Oh, he said I miss him so much. I'm gonna look up and see. Best. Let's see what they come up with. Best LGBT movies. I wanna see. they say. Moonlight. You know, I don't think I've ever seen that. I haven't seen it. Oh, Brokeback Mountain. How could I forget about that? Okay, but I'm not a cheerleader. That's actually really funny. Oh, what is this one? My Own Private Idaho. Okay, but like, I love Gus Van Sant and I love that movie, but like, it's not really a gay movie. It really isn't. But River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves together, so good. Oh, what this one? Blue is the warmest color. Okay, I have some friends of mine that are lesbians and they like love that movie. They're like, that is my movie. I've never seen that one either. The half of it, never. Oh, Paris is Burning is fantastic. Oh, Love, Simon. Okay, that is fantastic, based on Becky Albertalli's book. The Boys in the Band. So Alex and I haven't seen the original, but Alex and I watched the remake, and the remake of The Boys in the Band is really, really good. My mom loved the original back in the day. A Single Man with Julianne Moore, the Christopher Isherwood book. That's so good, but it's so sad. Pride. Is that the musical? You know, I actually have not watched that. That's on Netflix. Carol, I haven't watched. Can You Forgive Her? The Melissa McCarthy one. She was a lesbian in that movie? I don't remember that. Is this a remake of Maurice? Did they remake this movie? No, 1987. It's so bad, you guys. Oh, I didn't even know that What's-His-Face was in that. Hugh Grant. Such a bad movie. Where am I at on time? I just checked the time, but I was like, where am I at on the battery I'm at? The Birdcage is funny. Tu Wong Fu was funny. That was like one of those movies back in the day that, you know, Hedwig, I've never seen that. Broken Hearts Club, did not love it. Boy Erased. I think Alex and I started to watch that, and I think I read that book. I read the book. No, that's what it is. Alex and I started to watch it. Booksmart. Is that a gay movie though? A lesbian movie? I don't know. I loved that movie though. It was so good. Philadelphia, so sad, but so good. Oh, The Normal Heart. Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. The Danish Girl. You know, I never watched that. I wanted to see that. I'm skimming. Some of these I'm not reading because I've never heard of them before. So, Priscilla. Which Priscilla is? Oh, that's the original. Is it the same one? Oh, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Oh, that was so good. I saw that in the movie theater, and it was so weird. We won, like, my friend and I won free tickets to go see that. The battery is dying. Hold on a second. Okay, so I have two batteries in here, and one is, like, dead, and the other one, I think I have two batteries in here, don't I? One is dead, and the other one is fully charged, and I don't know which one is which. I'm gonna sit here for just a second. I guess I only have that battery, so this one should be the fully charged one. But I think my friend won the tickets. And we went to go see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert at the Castleton Arts Theater, and I remember it was so weird because it was like a 5 o'clock show, and like some radio show was the one like putting on this contest, and it was the premiere of it. And it was this Castleton Artsy Theater. And it was like, we saw, my friend and I went, and it was like, all these gay guys that you see at the club, but at like 5 o'clock on like a Thursday. It was real weird. Anyway, The Color Purple, I don't know that I call that a gay movie, but okay. The Hours, so depressing. Okay, Querelle, here is a good example. I don't even know if I understood this movie, but I remember my friend, or this guy that I dated, Jack, he really loved this movie, and we had to watch that movie, and I remember thinking it was really stupid. It was something about a sailor. Are there more in here? Yeah, a lot of these movies I've never heard of. The Watermelon Woman. Transamerica, that was good. Holding the Man. Why does this look familiar to me? Do you know what is not on here? That is Prayers for Bobby. So depressing. The Beautiful Thing. Or Beautiful Things. God, it was so good. Do you remember that movie? It was an English movie. And the music soundtrack was all the Mamas and the Papas. I can't believe it's not listed on here. A Fantastic Woman. Is this the Pedro Almodovar movie? I think so. My Beautiful Laundrette. That was a movie, a famous movie from back in the day. Rocket Man. I have not watched Rocket Man. Man, Before Night Falls. You want to talk about a depressing movie. The Sum of Us. Why have I seen... I know that movie. Rent. Couldn't do it. More movies. I can't believe that Beautiful Things isn't listed on here. I really enjoyed that movie when I watched it. Oh, Desert Hearts was a famous book. And you know what else? High Art. Oh, that's with Ali Sheedy. That was like her comeback movie. Oh, here it is. Beautiful Thing. What year did the Beautiful Thing come out? 1996. Do you know what's interesting, though, is it doesn't have a lot of these movies that I thought were so cheesy on here. There's Jeffrey. Oh, In and Out. I forgot all about that movie. What was the movie? Jeffrey Steven Weber, a gay man living in New York City with... Okay. What was the movie that was with Neve Campbell's brother and it was about him coming out? That movie was really, really good. I think his name was Stephen Campbell. Did it just say Stephen Campbell in that? When I just read this, maybe this is it. Jeffrey Campbell. Steven Weber. Hold on. Chris Campbell was his name. Chris Campbell. I think that's his name. Actor. Was it Chris Campbell? Oh yeah, Chris Campbell, actor. Okay. Wikipedia. Trick. That was the movie. Tori Spelling was in it. It was really good. Trick is a 1999 American gay-themed romantic comedy, film directed, independently produced. Oh, wait. Starring Christian Campbell, John Paul Pittock, Miss Coco Peru, and Tori Spelling. Independently produced. Trick premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January 1999. Was later released theatrically by Fine Line Features that July. The film grossed $2 million at the United States box office. It was seen by Fine Line Features as credible business. So it was about this kid that like comes out when he's in college. Oh, I guess not. I guess not. Gabriel, an office temp by day, an aspiring Broadway composer by night, makes eye contact with Mark, a go-go dancer in a gay bar. That's it. The two meet again in the subway the same night and go back to Gabriel's place to have sex. They are thwarted in the attempt, first by Gabriel's aspiring actress friend Catherine, who's obsessed with her role in the adaptation of Salome set in a women's prison, and then by Gabriel's roommate Rich, who returns home with his girlfriend Judy and has similar conflicting plans for the apartment. They argue over which of them should get to use the apartment that night, and then anyway, they end up going out to this club, is what it is. I wanted to see what this guy that played the dancer looks like, because I can remember him being a big part of the movie. Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. Anyway, that was a good movie. But some of them today are so cheesy. So completely cheesy. So, yeah, there's that. Do you guys have a favorite LGBT movie? You don't? Okay. Well, let me know if you do, and let me know what it is. And I'm actually going to get off here now because I want to listen to a little bit of this audiobook, and it is just after 9, or just after 9. It's just after 11. And then I can go home and I'm going to put up my vlog. So it'll be up a little bit later tonight, but not too much later. And then so you know when the vlog goes up means Peter's going to bed. And then I can listen to a little bit of my audiobook before I go to bed. So very excited about that. And I know this vlog was kind of all over the place tonight, wasn't it? Anyway, I want to get a good night's sleep tonight because I have lots of things to do tomorrow. And I'm not going to get all of them completed. I'm not going to set myself up for that, but I'm going to get many of them completed. Many of them. I'm going to get a lot of stuff done tomorrow. It's just that. It's just that easy. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for driving around with me. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I love you. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Be kind to one another. Practice random acts of kindness. Pick up the phone, text somebody, write somebody a letter, and just let somebody know. Let somebody know how much they mean to you. Just somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. And you can start your day over whenever you want. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!